Oh, it's quite nice to be like comfy on a sofa. I quite like this sit down thing. I wanted to use this video, I just wanted to use a minute to sit down with you and talk about, I suppose, our rags and reworks, because just to focus on that, what is that?
I would say when you're picking them, sometimes when you have to pick them quite quickly or whatever,
Yes.
and you think, that's got a mark in it, it might come out.
Yeah.
So we wash them all, and then when we're looking at them, if it has a really small mark on the back or sort of under the arm, somewhere not noticeable, then we'll call that a grade B.
So yeah, we've just actually sold the bundles that we've done now. So these ones were actually the booty ones. So I'm not going to go into this in this video. We'll save that for another one. But lots of booties, lots of other ones. And what I'm really thinking at the moment is, basically on the live stream, I'm noticing we do an individual item. People don't really bid that high for it, or the averages seem to work out in a bit lower to our favour. So what we're going to do is start piecing 3 or 4 items together and doing it in the same capacity. So grade A items will be the case. Marge is just here going to show you some of the items. Now this is for an event where we're actually selling, where they want lower grade stuff.
They don't mind that, but
they don't mind it.
So things that might go into a rework bundle then is, see how that's got on there? That one, again, just little tiny flecks there, but it's on the front.
Very minuscule, and it's a navy
But
tag.
it's on the front. But you might get some, like we've said, that might have little holes in. I'm trying to see that one. It's got a bit of yellow felt pen on it, but a bit of fairy liquid, and because it's white,
Yeah.
combination of fairy liquid and bleach.
Yeah.
Do it. Get a combination. A few drops of fairy liquid, a few drops of bleach, warm water, dab it, keep dabbing it, and on white you'll get most things up. But if it has something that's really noticeable on the front, say like a bleach mark or a hole or a pull, or it's on the back and it's quite noticeable, then that's grade C. So anything that's grade C, that it's sometimes will still be wearable. Sometimes we don't put completely knackered stuff in. They will just, unfortunately, we'll have to find something else for them.
Yeah.
The ones that go into the rework bundles are usually the ones that have got a bit more, like it might be on the front or a hole, like, you know, one of them like distress holes.
Yeah, this is not a good thing when you're having to do to another building.
I've been
rain,
upstairs
go away.
and,
It's a total side note, guys, but Lego, like these cool t-shirts that we found, this is a nice one. That was one, I wanted that for me. Was it my size? Guys, this is what actually happens. I actually pick things that the hand picked for me. What size is this? Small. Report back and we're going to see how this looks. Grade C, would you still say that grade C is wearable?
Sometimes it is, sometimes
What
it is.
percentage of a grade C that you put in is not wearable, and what does not wearable mean?
Well, I would say so long as it's clean, anything's wearable. If anybody looks in their wardrobe and you're like, I sometimes, when I'm ironing if I iron my clothes, and I go,
Yeah.
oh my God, this wouldn't even pass my grade C. But I still wear it. I find that I've got, like, on my sleeves, I've got cuffs, they're all frayed or something. Like here I noticed I've got a bleach mark on it. Now we'd class that as a grade C, but it doesn't stop me wearing it. So, but everybody's different. Some people are a lot more picky, but I would say things that, when we say they're wearable, is they still work. If they have a broken zip and they won't do up, I think we said, I did say to start mentioning that. Like again, what's that one? Again, little flecks.
Very, very small.
I mean, they're actually really small ones I've showed you. I did see this one, but then you see I'm less likely to want to put this in. Where's it got that one? Because I just think that's...
What is
But
it?
again, it's probably like a bit of glue or something. It only needs a better wash.
Still legit Ralph Lauren t-shirt.
Yeah, and I found one with a little hole in, that's like this, so right. So there's a Tommy, it's all intact there, but it's got a little hole on the back there.
Still smaller than a 50p, smaller than a 5p.
If it's a broken zip, then it's not really wearable.
Yes, so where I'm coming from with it is I think that people are buying the rags and reworks because they're buying it to resell. So there's like, because we don't specify sizes, we make it clear that we're not selling it for the intention to buy to wear. Oh, just wanted to intervene here as Detective Spen. Upon editing, I think I made a bit of a mistake with how I mentioned this. So the bundles, the rags and reworks are available to wear, but they are in a grade B and C quality as we're just discussing. I said it in a bit of a different way. My apologies. Back to the video. I think that's really important to do that with the rags and reworks, just because people that buy them with that expectation may not realise what grade B and C is. I know that people really struggle to understand. A grade A second-hand item is where signs of natural wear and tear may be expected, but there's no overall fault. Grade B is normally when there's minor faults, and it can be stuff like you say, it can be pilling, it can be some snags on the sleeves, it can be like a little marks, maybe marks smaller than a 10p piece.
Oh, smaller than a 5p.
Smaller than a 5p.
Smaller than a 5p.
5p.
Probably
But
like a lot smaller than a 5p.
grade C is where we go into noticeable. See, that's only the difference really, is grade B and C is that it goes from minor faults to noticeable. Now bleach marks, paint stains, oil marks, or like I don't know, just a bit of bigger holes, maybe the size of a 50p, they all still fall under either a wearable or, most importantly, a fixable thing. So you know, with what we sell on these, we're still selling, say for example, you have a bundle and it's got a Hugo Boss sweatshirt, it's got a Ralph Lauren t-shirt, and it's got a Fred Perry polo top, and somebody buys it for £15. Yes, it might be grade A and B, but they're getting a legitimate Hugo Boss knit, they're getting a Ralph Lauren top, and they're getting a Fred Perry polo, which, like we mentioned before, when I was doing Depop, this was everything that I sold. Is he a small, or is he not? Oh, it's a little bit cozy. Hang on.
It's got a lot of marks on the sleeves.
Oh, mate. Exactly. And is this a marked one? Would this go, okay, so would this go in a Rags and Reworks?
Hey, we could show that because it's white. We could try the washing.
We're going to try the washing thing. Do you want to see that? Tap the screen. Doesn't matter. But this is one of the jackets, and I actually think this
Show the sleeve where it's got all the yellowy marks on
Where's
the
the yellow?
white sleeve.
There's lots of yellow marks down on the arm and the sleeves right now, so what we're going to do, as Marge said, we're going to take this one as an example, and we're going to have a little look at how we can restore it, because white is, what we'd say, they can hear you as well, white is definitely one of the materials where...
Yeah, hopefully white will be able to restore.
Yeah.
Depending on the material though, and that is a nylon-y one, so we'll
She's going to tell you about the material in a moment when we wash it.
Okay. Oh yeah, a lot of the items you could just put on a peg and sell them straight away.
Yes.
Because they are washed, but because we put things on just a freshen up wash.
What does a freshen up wash mean?
It's just like it freshens them up. It's got comfort. It's got all the stuff in it.
Low duration of time.
Yeah, it's like a quick wash. It's a low eco quick wash. It's
Hits
not
the surface of the product.
Yeah, it gives it what it says on the tin. It freshens it up. But yesterday, just as an example, we had a Nike sweatshirt come out, and it had these white flecks on it, and I thought they were paint. So we go, okay, that will go into the Rags and Rework. And then I looked at it and I just picked at it, and then I got a bit of fairy liquid on a sponge, dabbed and rubbed it, came off. So, but it didn't come off in just the normal wash. So some of these things we're putting into the Rags and Rework just need a bit of scrubbing, bit of rubbing.
These are the washing machines, obviously. Well, these are the tumble dryers, actually. So we are washing and drying a lot of stuff constantly, and I think one of the things you have to notice is the process of washing takes a long time. So like Marge might have said on another clip, we wash everything on like sort of very quick settings. So we work on efficiency through time and water usage at a minimum so that we're being sustainable through it. But the underlying thing is that everything is clean to a surface level. So what I mean by surface level is that what we're about to show, or hopefully other clips may have shown or talking about, has explained a little bit more about the ways that you can improve the quality of these products that are already clean with further cleaning. We are gonna, oh my God, I bet my hat is stripped to my head. So Marge is just in here now. We're getting ready with this item. I've got the jacket here for you.
I'll bring it in. I might try a bit on this one as well.
She's just getting the kettle water ready. So what we have to do is the processes that she's about to show. So I'm very curious, and there's loads of other bits and bobs inside. Honestly, every time I come down here, I'm always like, is there anything that I can try on?
Sometimes it's like we sold a North Face coat, one of the 700 series, and all that was missing was the actual zip pull. All the teeth are in order.
Teeth is a part of the zip.
They're like the bits that go like that. But you could go to a seamstress or whatever, and they can probably, you can buy them on the internet. We've tried to do it, but they came plastic ones from China. You want metal ones. But you can get some that will just clip on. They're open like that, and the clasp on it, and you've got a new zip. And they're like a couple of quid. So you could be spending... You're spending a couple of quid and doing that, and people might go, well, why don't you do it? And it's like, well, that's a big time effort.
Well, that's the question to ask. Okay, so why do we do it this way? Why don't we actually fix it? And the realistic nature of it is, from my perspective, is we're just down here, Marge's got the kettle ready, and this is the process. So this is one of them. Now, a minute ago you mentioned about different materials. Could you just elaborate on what you meant by that? So if it's something like synthetic fibre, like these sports jackets, it has a process where you can use hot water, bleach and fairy liquid.
But some things it's like if you're going to dye it.
Yes.
Now, if you've got this kind of material, you know, like all the shell material on top, you'll really struggle to dye it because it doesn't dye. You only want cotton things for dyeing.
Okay.
But this is all right for doing this because it's not going to stretch or shrink. It's not a lot of damage you can do. And if you think it's already in this state,
yeah,
then you're not going to do a lot of harm. So I have got some lukewarm water.
So let's do the step one. So this is like, step one is acknowledging it. So this is a mark. What do we think this is? Do we think it's like a grass stain or just general mark?
I don't know. I can't see because it's perfectly round, so it could be an oil. I don't know. Warm water. Boiled a kettle with a bit of warm water.
Get that bleach in, baby.
Only that much. You don't need very much. That's your baby. Can't be Lidl's or Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
It's got to be Fairy.
Fairy, sponsor us. If we're selling reseller bundles to lots of individual people, so say today, 50 bundles sold to maybe 20 different individual people. Now that's 20 people versus the 2 people that we have that have the same capacity of stuff. So we've got it all and we distribute it in that condition, because if we was to fix it all like you were about to say, we would probably need about 10 to 15 members of staff to manage it. But because 20 individual people buy it, that's the equivalent of 20 members of staff.
Yeah.
So like if you bought 3 bundles and bought 15 items, you're gonna have a lot less of a focus to look and fix and assess. Most importantly, you probably buy like, say you bought like 3 bundles and paid like £35. Of those 3 bundles, you will make more than £35 back. We do it at £1 no reserve because we are saying that is, you are bidding it at your own accord. You know what's inside, you know the condition, and all we're trying to do is communicate this message as simply as possible, I guess.
People have said, well, how can you do it for that? And naturally, we don't want it to go for £1. The same as like on other platforms, eBay and stuff, we'll say, do it from £1. And
like I say, we work on an average game by a volume basis.
And most things don't go for £1, luckily. But then, like you say, the law of averages, if the odd thing does go, somebody's getting a super bargain, somebody feels great, they'll probably come back again because they got a super bargain.
Yeah.
It's in your head, like you said, the price of a coffee is £4. Whereas you could be getting a Ralph Lauren shirt for £4.
Yeah, you get a bundle for £5 and it's the same as an M&S meal deal.
About the same amount. You can change it if you need to.
Just this process alone kind of shows why we don't individually do it to our products, but also this is hopefully going to highlight how simple this can make a difference.
And then I'm going to dab it. I'm not going to rub it. I'll keep on dabbing it. You've got to have patience. But then you'll soon see if it's going to come up. Keep sort of like, I know I said don't rub it, but...
You're contradicting yourself. But that's
yeah, but I'm still dabbing it a bit, but like giving it a... Because some fabrics, if you just go rub, you're going to just destroy the fabric. But this is not a fabric you can...
I really wanted to sit down with Marge for a minute and just use this video as the person who is one of 4 now, soon to be maybe 5, who knows, of the ladies that actually build the bundles so that we can get a bit more of a take for you guys to understand what's inside.
Bundle.
Thank you for your time I did. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Well, that is not altering much, is it?
So with something like that in a situation where it's not altering, what does that mean?
That means that, and it's not the kind of material that dyes very well either.
But does this mean that because you do it on a low temperature, would the next advice to be, like, what?
Oh, I would do the bleach like this.
Yeah.
And then I would put, because this doesn't shrink, I will put this on a really hot wash.
Okay. So even if you did this and the marks aren't showing out, there's still other stages next to go to restore it in a better way.
Yeah. But it's almost like you want to do just one mark, but that's... Let me just wet this one and see if it looks any lighter. So I would say this looks like a stain that might not come off. But that's it, you see. Some things they will, some they won't. You could just go full on bleach. So if you think you're not ruining anything, so now, because of the colouring of it, I'm going to go raw bleach. If you did it with black, of course you're just going to get a great big mark on it. But if even raw bleach won't do it.
It's just a very slow and tedious process.
Oh, it is, very slow.
But the underlying thing we're trying to get to is these items that we sell at these cheaper prices, the faults can be fixed, and it's just a case of finding the process that fixes them.
Yeah, but whereas I think you're going to find whatever somebody's put on that is not even with pure bleach.
It doesn't even look that bad like that. It looks.
No, can I show you another item then? Do it with another item
next
with
item.
the coat.
Yeah, so the video there we were showing you, it's like, not every case is gonna have it where you go, oh my God, and just like that. It's not like ShamWow where it's like you rub something and it's like fixed. It's figuring out a process. The whole thing of what these ladies have done for so long is they've understood the materials, they've understood the processes, and yes, some of it might be a case of a hot little boiling bowl of water with fairy liquid and bleach, but that processing system works for set materials, and it also works for set like sort of items, brands like that use different types of materials. Now this
again, it might not work, but we're trying it. The thing is because it's such a nice coat, we're going to try it. This is on the sleeves of a puffer coat, okay? But we had the pink North Face one, and that one came up a dream, didn't it?
It did.
The pen might not come out, but the grime mark will.
But then this is the thing, is what I'm trying to get to with this, while Marge is just scrubbing that, is that when I was selling these items on Depop, I sold them in the condition. So the ladies weren't like doing that. You weren't doing this to any of my products, were you? This was like,
No.
they were just like, you want it like that, you got it like that. Some of the products were where it was like perished inner lining, all this sort of weird material. But my process was, if I bought it for a set price and I inflated the price so that I could make a profit, then I was going on a fast turnaround. Again, it's the average game by a volume approach. The average game by a volume approach. That's what we're doing with these sort of rags and reworks. You buy a bundle for less than 20 quid, you get 3 items that cost you £7 a piece. You can restore them to either sell them 15 each, or...
And you've got the time to do it.
So all these items you see here, whether they've got little marks and faults, the reseller bundle allows us to give them to you as quick as possible, and you get to get brands like Hugo Boss at a super low cost. You're getting Adidas Adventure, you're getting all these sort of cool t-shirts, cool items. Look at that Guess one, wow. And these might just be ones that have little marks that we're just not able to take the time to finesse to get fixed. So how's this one come along?
Well, we'll have to wait now until it comes out of the washing machine, but then there's the other sleeve. It looked nice. That stunk as well.
How do you know it stunk so quick?
Because you burped in my face practically.
Sorry, log.
Look at my... Please don't look how wrinkly I am.
You're the one doing the mending. If I can't look at you from afar because everyone would see what you're doing. How long would you say you'd have to spend on a coat like this in order to restore it?
I would say if somebody's, don't, like I say, not a quick fix, and you might do it once, then wash it, and you go, you know what, I could do that a bit more.
Yeah.
And you completely restore it.
Ooh,
Little
so
bits like that. You see, it's like, just be careful on your colours. So light colours won't, they might get a little bit of discoloration. Won't get that much, but you do it with a black item, you're just it's going to change the colour.
Also, hopefully what I want to understand from this is I want people to know what they're willing to pay for a bundle based on the sort of items it is. The items are great, and if I'm being honest, the price that you can pay, like the price that you can sell them for, is all relative to like where you're going to sell them, what the brands are that they're included. So if you know your stuff like Hugo and Nike and Ralph Lauren, you like brands that are seen after and sought after more should have a higher price. Like there are some of these bundles that you want to try and get and maybe put a budget on for like less than a tenner, just to try and get yourself a deal. And that's what I say to people. Put a price in your mind that you're willing to try and see if it works for you. And then if it doesn't work for you, at least you've tried. Yeah. So we're going to come back tomorrow, aren't we?
Yeah, and we'll see
the
state of this.
Okay, so this is day 2. I think yesterday we had a look at the items that Marge was trying to restore. I think it was the feeler coat and it was something else. So we'll go and take a quick look at that. Morning, Lindsay, you all right? Yeah, good, thank you. So this is us having a little look now. So we're just getting it out of the dark dungeon that is this room. Are you bringing it in here? Yeah. Okay, so let's have a little look.
See if we can see anything. And when it dries, I imagine it will be even better.
You think?
Yeah.
Let's have a little look.
So remember them really dirty sleeves?
How are they looking now?
Oh, what does that look like to you? Does that look like it's full of somebody's grime?
That looks like you've done a pretty good job.
I'd say I have as well.
So,
but the big question was this one, wasn't it? I don't think this one was going to work. Which sleeve was it on?
I've just brought one microphone, so that's fine.
That sleeve looks alright. I don't think it will.
Dun dun dun. And she actually, there's a little bit there you can see, but overall, compared to what it actually was.
Yeah, no. We'll see when it dries and then
But-
compare it. But
A point to make from this, that this is basically a great video to show you transparency. So the item we've picked is something that hasn't completely been cleared. But what we're trying to say is that these are grade B and C. We wash under very low settings and you can buy it and try it, but we can't guarantee that something's going to come out without like knowing it's going to come out. But the underlying thing is probably 9 out of 10 times you can restore it better in the condition than you received it. Would you say that's true?
yeah, and can I show you something else? So a lot of people, if they do a puffer jacket, they'll wash it and they'll go, oh God, I've ruined it. Because look at the stuffing, it goes in little balls.
Right.
And people think you can't put them in the tumble dryer. You put them in the tumble dryer and you put them on hot and they expand and puff up. So we'll see it in about half an hour.
Yes, we'll see it in about half an hour, but this is going to be the last clip. So guys, let us know, just drop a comment, let us know what you think. Do you want to see Marge or any of the ladies restoring any other types of materials? Let us know, comment down below, and we'll see you tomorrow for 6:30.